Scorpio, welcome to September. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Scorpio for September 2016. Just to tell you while I'm shuffling, we're entering a Mercury retrograde on August 30th that is going to be lasting for the majority of September. So it's a really good time during that time to review, to reassess, to revisit things. If you've got any projects that need completion, things that are outstanding, or things that need readdressing and finishing, it's a really good time for that. It's not necessarily a great time to begin anything new, or to make medical appointments or sign contracts or anything to do with technology. So just really good time for September to do all the words that start with re, like reassess, review, revise, revisit, all of those things. And some of you who are familiar with my channel may notice I've got a new cloth here. So I wanted to get your input, whether you like this one or the one I've used before, what your preferences are, whether it's easier to read the cards on this cloth or on the other one. If you're not familiar with my videos, you can check out one of the other ones and see what I mean. So feel free to put your comments below, and otherwise I'm going to get straight into Scorpio for September 2016. It looks like the month opens on a note of romance, of Two of Cups. It's one of the cards that has to do with love affairs, with exchanging of the hearts. It actually looks like the first part of September has a lot of heart energy for you, Scorpio. Three of your cards here are Cups cards. I'm just going to lay down the rest of the cards and we'll take a look at what else is going on. So Two of Cups is usually one of the best cards for romance, love affairs. In the card, you can see it actually depicts two people who are exchanging their hearts, as cups represent the emotional water element, and they represent heart energy. So it's like two people being open with one another, exchanging hearts. It's like a personal connection. It's really love energy. So if any of you are in a romantic relationship, there's a focus on that at the beginning of September. Or for those of you who are single, there's an opportunity for that to come into your life. It's basically that this kind of energy is featured for you and may be a great focus for you at the beginning of September. If it's something that you'd like to bring into your life, Scorpio, this is a great time for it. And it looks like there may be someone, this could be a couple different things. This may be third wheel energy, with this person being an earth sign. Knight of Coins is looking away from the couple. So this is usually an earth sign, so Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And what I'm seeing is that these two are here engaging, and then this is like third wheel energy. This is the person who, this may be like a rejected lover, or someone, you know, literally a suitor, someone in a suit of armor. I think that's where we get that word from, but a suitor who's rejected, who's cast off. So this may mean that you chose someone else to be with, as opposed to this earth sign person. Or Knight of Coins could also be like just a very practical, down-to-earth person. Knight of Coins is someone who is steadfast, cautious, makes decisions, just a very practical type person. All knights are romantic, clever, and adventurous, but Knight of Coins is the most steadfast, considering the bottom line of something. He considers a deal. Sometimes it's called the salesman card. So whoever the salesman is, they're not part of the picture here with this love energy. Or it could be that, you know, another possibility is that this person is very romantic when they're with you, but when they're out in the world, they are all business. So I see a lot of satisfaction for you. Again, this is Nine of Cups, and this card means feeling full, feeling satiated. This card usually shows up when someone has eaten at a full banquet, and it's basically like they're showing their all their wine collection in the background. So it's like, I'm full, I'm satisfied, I've just been hanging out with lots of friends, I've eaten at my full table, and look at all the reserves that I have yet. So this guy, Nine of Cups, it usually means wish fulfillment and satisfaction. The caution with Nine of Cups is that sometimes it can mean being smug or being overly like cocky, kind of feeling like, look at me, I've got it all. And it's a little bit of a warning of not to do things to excess. Don't overeat, don't overdrink. But here in the upright position, I'm seeing it as just like wish satisfaction, wish fulfillment, a lot of happiness in terms of emotional fulfillment, in terms of love energy. This knight could also represent the knight that has come in, and like the rescuer energy. The knight has your knight in shining armor, and you're very satisfied and fulfilled. So that's all great stuff at the beginning of September for you, Scorpio. I also see too that the world wants to give you even more love. The universe is trying to hand you another cup. This card is 4 of Cups, and it's about someone who's focusing on what exists and what is, and they're missing out on the even more love, fulfillment, heart fulfillment that the universe wants to give them. So you can see in this card the figure is enclosed with vines that are growing around him. And I kind of call it the Rip Van Winkle card. So this card always says, wake up, look up, look. If you just focus on what's in front of you, that sort of is what remains. But if you look up and put yourself in a receptive, open position to receive what else the world wants to give you, you may see this thing come out of the blue where you didn't expect to see it. So be on the lookout for things that are unexpected, for things that the world wants to hand to you, for pleasures and fulfillment of the heart in places that you didn't expect it to come from. I really like the whole beginning of September for you, Scorpio. There's a lot of love energy. And then this knight, who is the knight of money and things practical. He's can be good for advising in terms of budgeting, in terms of like what's realistic. So enjoy that, Scorpio, especially if you're involved with a earth sign person. There's a lot of nice things going on for you. Enjoy it. Enjoy the satisfaction that September, the beginning of it wants to fill your heart, Scorpio. So see if you can stay open and receptive and try to receive that instead of just focusing on what currently is, what you currently have. Like this sometimes can be like, is this all there is? But there's more coming to you. So middle of September, we've got some Wands energy, coins card, and then the King of Cups. Again, more Cups energy, and you've got more down here with Ace of Cups and Temperance. So really emotional fulfillment is available to you in September if you choose to receive it, Scorpio. Page of Wands is, interestingly enough, facing off or looking in opposite directions with Two of Wands. So what I see here first is there's something that's going on. There's some action that's being taken, some project, some endeavor. Normally, Two of Wands is a spiritual journey, and it is about boldness. It's about feeling like the world is in your hands, feeling like the world is your oyster, and receiving some sort of help or mentorship. That's what the second wand is in that card. So it's like partnership. I sometimes read this figure as the Sherpa that takes you up the mountain, someone who is helping you on your spiritual journey. But it's about receiving the boldness and confidence of going on your own journey. This is Page of Rods. This is someone who's willing to set out. He's just at the beginning. He's starting out. It's almost like this is the younger version of this guy. You can see they both have similar feathers in their cap. They have this brown shawl, and he has acquired, more jewels and a shield and a nicer hat along the way. So this is like the younger self. And this is the older self this is the guy at the bottom of the mountain. You can see the mountains rising here in the background. And this is the guy as he's achieving more confidence along his path, along his journey. He's receiving help and support and guidance. So in the reverse position, there's a way in which these two are facing off. In some ways it may be saying, I'm along this path and this journey, but I'm seeing it's not where I originally set out to go. I don't see things similarly. It could just show growth in some ways because it's saying I don't see things similarly to how I started off. But it could also say, you know, what I'm seeing here with these 3 in a row, there's a progression, actually, for all 4 of mastery. So this guy sets out, this guy is developing confidence and boldness, this guy is working and becoming a master craftsman, and then this guy is a king, so expert level. So there's a real progression of development that is from when you initially set out to something to being a king of something. But because these 2 are in reverse here in the middle of the month, you may be taking a look, especially with this Mercury retrograde, when you're reviewing, revising, revisiting things, you may be saying, where I've come and the things that I've collected, the achievements that I've had, the boldness and confidence is not what I initially set out to do. It's in some ways at odds, or there may be a way that the young person is at odds with the old person, or you're seeing that you've kind of done a 180 from where you've started out with. But it doesn't really matter because you've collected a lot of experience, and this 8 of coins means just working away. This is the artisan, this is the master craftsman, and 8 of coins is about enjoying what you're doing, whistling while you work, and producing lots of money, producing lots of artifacts, producing lots of wares to sell. So the middle of September may be focused on work for you, Scorpio, and it may be a good time too to just assess where you've come along that journey. This card, 2 of Wands, says that you may have doubted your confidence along the way, but now that you've arrived, you know, you're just putting your head down and working. And that's what arrives you at this emotionally stable, kingly space. This is King of Cups, and Cups usually represents a water sign, which you are, Scorpio. So this more than likely is you. And it could be Pisces or Cancer also. But Scorpio, I get a real sense that for middle of September, there's a recognition of where you've started out, how you grew in your confidence, the skills that you've grown into, and sort of becoming this emotionally stable person because of your mastery. But he's also looking out kind of similarly to this guy and saying, okay, well, I've grown this far. What else is there out for me? What's the next step now that I've hit this level of mastery? What's out there for me next? So what I'm going to say for the middle of September for you, Scorpio, up until August 22nd, is enjoy, reflect, and this is all about emotional fulfillment, romance, feeling full, feeling satiated, receiving and accepting more that the world wants to offer you. Middle of September is really about evaluating your progress or your journey from where you've come from to where you are now. This is a young page. This is the person who goes on that spiritual journey. This is the worker who has honed his craft and produces money from it. And then this is King of Cups, who is a master of his emotions. It's an ideal partner. It's someone who has achieved a level of expertise, and he's very compassionate. He makes decisions from the heart. He's always considering other people's feelings. He's really an ideal partner, and sometimes this shows up as the father card too. So this may be either being the ideal father or attracting or spending time with the ideal partner or father. So this is middle of September. Really take some time while this Mercury retrograde is to look back at where you started at and how you have progressed through any doubts or fears, through your developing confidence and boldness, developing skills and abilities, and working hard, and then, you know, arriving at this kingly place or the company of kings. So that it's really a time of reflection, Scorpio, rather than action. And maybe considering too where you want to go. This towards the end of September, there is some sort of change happening, and then a new beginning here. So, and this is showing up after the Mercury retrograde, so this is actually a good time to begin something new. These cards, Wheel of Fortune and Knight of Swords, this card is about change of luck, change of the seasons, the change of time. And what this card is about is that whoever's on top is going to be on the bottom, whoever's on the bottom is going to be on the top. This is like the tables turning. the seasons changing, the inevitable march of time. So in the reverse position, it says it may be like a change that you're resisting. Sometimes when this card shows up in reverse, I say it's like fear or doubt of the inevitable change of time. And this guy is in a really set position. All of these are like looking at where you've come to. And then this is like someone who you may be at odds with. There may be someone who comes into your situation, Scorpio, who actually effects this change or leaves and brings about change. Knight of Swords is usually an air person, an air sign. So Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And Knight of Swords is someone who is very he's very like gung-ho. He's very willing to take this sword, which represents the truth, and charge with it. In this card, he's looking at a burning building and he's willing to like crusade into that burning building to go save and rescue whoever's in there. And in the Rider-Waite deck, he's on a horse that's up on 2 legs that's charging into the wind. So with these cards in reverse, it's telling me that there's resistance to going for it, to going into the battle. It's resistance to the change that's coming about. So I'm going to ask you, Scorpio, is there a way at the end of the month that there is some war that you're avoiding? Is there some battle that you want to take up a cause but that you're resisting it? Or there's someone who has a lot of conviction towards what they believe is the truth, that was willing to fight, that is not in alignment with you? Because they're in the reverse position, it says that they're looking at things from a different point of view. They're looking away from what is happening here. They're looking away, they're at odds with you in some way. So this could either be like a work rival, or it could be resistance to yourself. I'm seeing it more as an air sign, but it could be you. Like if you're feeling stuck from going forward, gung-ho, like involving yourself, fighting a crusade, defending some battle. But this change is inevitable, and you may want to work with any resistance, doubts, or fears that you have about upcoming change, because this is just like, you can't stop this any more than you can stop the seasons. And it's good. It's like progression. The reason time exists is to progress things forward and evolve, and things change naturally as part of life. So see if you can work with whatever change of the tides, changing of the seasons, turning of the tables that's naturally coming, and see if you can identify what this Knight of Swords represents for you, whether it's an air sign, whether it's someone who's really gung-ho, whether it's a part of yourself that's resistant to going into battle or fearful, because this guy is fearless. In the reverse position, it could say being fearful. And then there's this beautiful Ace of Cups along with Temperance at the end of the month. Ace of Cups, very similar to this card. We saw the beginnings of it here at the beginning of the month for you. Ace of Cups means the world, the universe wants to hand you something that fills your heart, that gives you more pleasure, more passion, more love, more joy, more creativity. And this card, Ace of Cups, is that very cup that's depicted in this card, and it's arrived. So it's like my heart runneth over, my cup runneth over, or my heart is filled. My heart is so filled that I experience this peace, this love, this enlightenment, this contentment, this joy. This card is really about joy and emotional fulfillment and enlightenment. And you can see both Temperance and Ace of Cups have these wings of peace. So there is a lot of peace available to you at the end of the month. With Temperance in reverse, it's saying Temperance is about moderation, about taking the middle path, about finding serenity. You can see in this figure, they have one foot in the emotional watery realm. You're a water sign, Scorpio, so that's like emotional balance along with groundedness, one foot on the earth. So it's about find compromise, middle ground, moderation, temperance, serenity. It's about finding peace. And with these two cards together, there is a lot of peace available, this dove of peace and these wings of this angel. You know, Temperance is the angel of peace. So there's some question or fear about compromising, about finding the middle ground. This says that there's a new beginning available to you that's going to fill your heart, that's going to give you passion and joy and make your heart spill over to like serve others or just share with others. Like I think about a lot of creativity in this card, like people who do music or art, and this something that they love so much that it overflows to others. But with this in reverse, there might be some way in which you either feel like you don't deserve contentment, or you don't know how to connect with compromise, or you're feeling like there's some agitation here, or not feeling, there's a little bit of restlessness, or not feeling like you can just sit in peace, like with receiving this. Is there a question about whether you deserve to be doing what you love? Or is there some restlessness about connecting with serenity, connecting with moderation, connecting with compromise? That's why this is in reverse. There's some doubt or fear about being able to receive this. And that kind of echoes what's going on here. Four of Cups needs to look up and out of themselves in order to receive it. So some great love, passion, joy, new project. Aces are always new energy, new beginnings, new cycles. Wants to come to you. Can you receive it? It looks like if you prepare yourself at the beginning of the month for that idea, it actually arrives at the end of the month, which is a much better time for new beginnings after that Mercury retrograde, after August 22nd anyway, because that's when the times will have changed. See if you can open up any resistance or any fear. See if you can align with this Knight of Swords fearlessness, or if this air sign person is causing you any trouble, just realize that this is going to change. This might be a difficult, bumpy situation, especially if you're resistant against it, but it's actually going to progress things so that this new beginning that you're going to love can come in. And see if you can accept the idea of peace, of moderation, of serenity. See if you can get rid of whatever doubts, fears, or resistance to compromise, to moderation is there, that comes along with this new peace and love. So that's my reading for you, Scorpio. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. I love responding to comments. Please do give me any feedback about this cloth that you might have versus my the one I usually use. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Yours in the stars.